I'm Kelly Mitchell, the caffeinator, and this is Breve TV Uncorked. Women on wine, business, and evolution, sharing rich conversations to enlighten, challenge, and inspire the busiest people on earth. My co-host, Debra Trapin. Welcome to the show, Debra.
Hi, Kelly. I love seeing you. Aloha.
Aloha, girl. Great to see you, too. We'll be in the stream at 6 p.m. Pacific time sharp, playing the video at brevetv.com/live. That's each and every Wednesday, and we'll see you there. Make sure you tell us what's in your glass and use the hashtag #BrevetTV. Now let's get this party started. Tonight, Kristy Wieber, co-founder of Rent Frock, repeat on starting up your dream and getting funding without looking. Well, maybe not quite like that, but we're going to begin with a quote. What you wear is how you present yourself to the world, especially today when human contacts are so quick, aren't they though? Fashion is instant language, and that's Muccia Prada. With conspicuous consumption now at the ultimate in uncool, not only are we looking at ways to save resources, but we're also looking at ways to save money. Rent Frock Repeat brings us designers from Bagley Mishka to Robert Rodriguez. We're going to find out how this all began, how Kristy was inspired, and what she's doing to embark on that fast track to success. I'd love to welcome Kristy to the show. Kristy, how are you?
I'm fabulous and really excited to be here with you ladies tonight. Thanks so much for having me out.
Well, we're excited to have you here. Now, guys, find out what's in our glass this week and let us know what you're loving below, too. Deborah, what's in your glass?
Well, I am in the Columbia Valley, of course, in Washington. I am drinking a Gård Riesling. It's a 2011, and if I could give this two ways to describe it, it's like biting into a delicious green apple while sitting on the beach in Hawaii.
Oh my goodness, I want some.
You are more than welcome to have a glass when you come to Seattle.
I'm getting that on the book soon. That's fantastic. Sounds like fantastically delightful wine. Kristy, what's in your glass?
Well, I have this little wee glass. I wish I had a big.
Uh-oh.
And I do enjoy quite a bit of wine, so organic's been a way for me to drink more. But I'm drinking Southbrook organic, and it's a really reasonable price, and it's just a really easy, nice, full-bodied red. It's great.
Love it. And in my glass, I have Biker. It's called Biker. It's by Four Wines in Paso Robles. It's a Zinfandel, a 2011 Zinfandel. Big, bold, and outrageous, and I'll tell you, it's spicy, but not in the spicy, scary way. It's spicy in the way that maybe I might get spicy and scary after I drink this wine. So look out!
I would like to see that.
Cheers, ladies. Cheers to getting spicy and scary.
Love it.
Yeah, cheers to that. I like that.
Okay, so let's see. Gosh, so much to talk about, so many questions, and in our usual form, Deborah and I will be chomping at the bit to get the next question in because we both have so many. However, the show is a 20-minute show, so we have to go really fast and have lots of fun. That's required. And don't forget, let's see, when you hear the word fashion, you have to take a sip of wine. I'm stealing that from Andy Cohen. I swear to God, Andy Cohen, if you're listening, I just stole it from you. So anytime we say the word fashion, you have to have a sip, okay? Fashion, fashion.
Wait a minute, we're starting already.
Oh my God, it's a drinking game. Okay, so Krista, Rent Frock Repeat, fabulous company.
Yeah.
Love the concept. I mean, the basics are you find a designer that you love, you know, get fitted. I'm not understanding all the concepts of how you get fitted and stuff like that. I do want to dig into that towards the end because there is nothing more amazing than being able to change dresses instead of having to wear the same stupid 6 year after year after year to event after event after event. So how did this all begin?
My business and partner and I, we had worked before in a previous company, became very close friends, and we're both kind of at that point where we were at a big crossroads in our lives and knew we wanted to do something together. We just weren't sure what that was. You know, it was, do we open a doggy daycare or a bookstore or a wine shop? It was all these things were like, what do we do? And then we were invited to a wedding, and we were both complaining that we didn't want to buy another dress that was going to hang in an already overstuffed closet only to be worn once. So we had found a company in the U.S. that did designer dress rentals, and we thought, well, this is brilliant. But they didn't ship to Canada. So it was really at that point that we thought, kind of the light bulb went on and said, why can't we bring this to women all across Canada?
I love it. So you didn't actually move to Canada, so you weren't in competition with the U.S. store. You were already residing in Canada, correct?
Yeah. I'm originally from Washington State, and I've been in Canada about going on 16 years now.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool and excellent that you get to do it with a friend. Debra, question.
Yeah, it's been great.
I bet. So this is a question that we get a lot on the show. It's how do you keep your friendship and your business relationship strong? Like, how do you kind of organize that? Do you have a safe word, or how do you do it?
Wait, Debra and I don't even have a safe word. Maybe we need a safe word.
I think horror stories. Yeah, we've heard horror stories from other partners that were friends, but I think Lisa and I, because we had worked together before, we knew our work ethics so well, and we are a lot alike in a lot of ways, but our work, the way we work is very different. So it just kind of naturally, she focused networking, I focus more on the details, the creative piece, the nitty-gritty operations. So it actually has very naturally worked out. At the same time, we sat down before things would get emotional and had a very open talk about a shareholders agreement. What would happen if this happened? What are your biggest concerns? We had a very open and transparent conversation, and then got it on paper before things got bad. But things have been great. Like, she knows me well enough to know when I'm having a bad day, and right back at her. Like, I know when she needs some space, and but we know when to give each other that space, and then it's fine. We move on. We don't focus on the issues.
That sounds familiar. Focusing on issues is so overrated.
And we drink a lot of wine. I agree. Just let it go.
Like, oh my God, because there's always, I mean, we all have egos to some degree, and we all have feelings. And it's like there's some times where, you know, you may not realize it, but you sound a little bit more abrupt once, and they may pick up on that without you even intending for that to be conveyed. And it's just best to just get that stuff out and dealt with right away. That's wonderful success. Okay.
Yeah.
So you start this thing up. Like, what do? You guys go to your closet and go, well, I have 6 dresses. How many do you have? How does this start?
That's a good question. So we basically took every dime we had saved since we were like 12, and we bought inventory directly from the designers. We started just picking up the phone and making calls. And we went and met with an agency and started building the website. We were literally open a year after we decided to do it. And we just went really hard and knew that if we were going to do it right, it couldn't just be we've got 10 styles that we've grabbed from our friends. We knew we needed like 100 styles and good sizes and really make a splash with it. And so the bulk of our money was spent on the website, PR efforts at the very beginning, and inventory.
Awesome. Debra, question.
Wow. Okay, so how does one figure out what size one wears when you're not like...
Great question. So we have a showroom in Toronto. So if you're in Toronto, you can actually come try the dresses on. And if you're not, there's a few things we do. We send a second size for free. So even if you think, oh, I'm not sure if I'm the 6 or the 8, you can get both.
That's awesome.
We do Skype consultations and phone consultations. And we also give all the measurements for all the dresses, and we show all the measurements of all the models we've used, and we use models of all shapes and sizes. So you'll see they're real women. They're sizes from 0 to 20 on the site, and even some 20, 22, 24. We're growing in that regard of getting more, expanding the sizes. But they're all real women. They're our customers and our friends and women that we feel really represent the brand well.
We love that.
From the standpoint of fashion, because that's a necessary word in today's show, from the standpoint of fashion, I want to just share with the fashion magazines that it seems like some of them may be getting an idea of women are tired of being depicted as things that they're not and the minority, but I love that you guys are really working to service the whole community instead of a representation of a very slim few numbers. I went into a store over the weekend, and there was a sale rack, and the only thing on the sale rack was extra small. And it's like, retailers, if you want people to come back, especially the people that are not a size 0 or 1 or 00, then make the sales a little bit more interesting. That's what fashion's about. Everybody gets to wear it. Okay, so Kristy,
are you saying fashion so often because you want us to get a little tipsy today?
I'm thinking that if I keep talking, I don't have to drink, right?
You know what you just said, that what your soapbox reminded me of is that song, that all about that bass.
Oh my God, I love that song. It is all about the bass. It is all about the bass. Okay, Kristy. So in this journey, tell me, because we know that most business ventures are not fraught with success; they are fraught with failure or failures. What have been your biggest challenges in getting this rolling?
Well, one of the biggest challenges has been, there's been a couple of, when we first opened, we had no intention of having a showroom. We were really firm on being e-commerce. We started in my partner's basement, in Lisa's basement, and we kept getting asked that question, can I try it on, can I try it on? So we were smart enough to listen to the demand and opened up the showroom, but then we had to figure out, how do we replicate this experience for people who can't come see us? So that's when we started the Skype consultations and phone consultations and pop-up shops throughout the country. So, we'll be doing tours literally with the dresses, going from city to city and allowing women to try things on, because really they only need to see us about once a year. Us has been, trying to grow on a very nominal budget, because the bulk of our money, even though we've done incredibly well, everything's been on the uprise. If you want to grow, you still have to put money into the company, and we were at that point where we knew we wanted to grow. So we have done hardly had any marketing dollars, but 30% of our members are from word of mouth. We have 51,000 members across Canada. So it was trying to be very creative with and not pour money into things that we thought, well, we need to fix this. We just had to come up with creative ways to overcome those challenges.
Got it. Okay, so Debra, the fashion pop-ups, doesn't that make you curious? I love that she listens to me. This is awesome.
I know, I am.
Thank you, darlings.
So my question actually is about the pop-ups and about the word of mouth. So shall we talk about pop-ups first?
Go for it.
What is that?
So we've done a couple pop-ups. We did one in Ottawa. When we looked at the analytics, we saw that was where we were getting the most traffic from outside of Toronto. So we literally packed up all the dresses, rented a house for 2 weeks, set up shop, and sent an email out, social media, we got into some radio and television there, And we also partnered with some charities because we do something called Rent the Dress, Donate the Rest. So if there's a fundraiser for a charity and women are renting a dress for that, we'll give them a code and then donate 10% of our rental back to their cause. So
I love that. Absolutely love. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we partnered with the Humane Society in Ottawa because they had this big event called Fur Ball, and then the women just kept coming, and it was so great because it's not only a chance for them to try the dresses on, but it's a really great experience for us to get to know our customers so well, face to face, and find out who they are and what they want and what their likes are. So that's really exciting, and we'll be doing that throughout like Calgary and BC and hitting all the major cities. We are opening up another showroom in Ottawa in the new year, which is really exciting.
I didn't hear Honolulu in there.
Yes, I know. That'll have to be added to the list.
Debra, you had a second question?
So it kind of piggybacks on in a way. So I love that you're listening to your customers. So how are you incenting them to actually buzz about you online? Do you have hashtags that you use? Like, how are you engaging with them so that you're getting 30% of your members via word of mouth? Like, what is your secret formula?
Well, there's a couple things. We have a referral program. So if someone shares the link and invites their friends to join, that person gets $15 credit when the dress ships. If their friend rented a dress and it ships, they get a $15 credit. It's also kind of just becomes one of the women are coming up to you going, where did you get that dress? It's such a topic of conversation like the weather that it becomes so natural and it just spreads like wildfire. So there hasn't had to have been too much that we've done. I think it's just the product and the uniqueness of it. It just spur conversation really easily.
So you guys are on the cusp of some pretty incredible stuff. In fact, I don't believe that you were actively like going out and looking for VC money, but there was a dynamic that occurred and you now have an investor. Can you tell us a little bit about that aspect of or that phase of what you're doing right now?
Yeah. Well, we did start looking, but I think it's tougher in Canada than it is in the U.S. There's not as many opportunities to find investors, and we really kind of tried and tried and tried, and just weren't finding the right match because while the money was important, it was about having the right partners was really important to us, people who believed in the vision and what we were doing. And so we really looked for a long, long time, and then not that we had given up, but we were just had to get back and focus on the business. And then when we were in Ottawa, we had a couple customers come in, and turned out they were both angel investors. And my business partner talked to them, went and met them at their house, spoke for the whole day, and we want to invest and we'll lead the charge. And so that was really